Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Babel. Joining me today is Arctic Shadow. How are you doing, my man? Awesome stuff. Of course, we're bringing you the Malaysia National Finals. This is going to be an exciting day. We're going to crown ourselves two top Malaysian teams to represent your country. Arctic Shadow, what do you have to say to that? Um, I'm thinking it should be Harshbrowns. I call it Harshbrowns. Uh, yeah, but it's hashtag Harshbrowns. Oh my God, it's confusing this language that we're talking in. Anyway, three teams you said. So what's the other two teams that we have?
There was one more team named SK, but I think they had to rename their team. I'm not too sure what they're called now, but I believe it's Team FFKG probably and Team Pros, if I'm not mistaken. So these are the three teams that are
Right,
in
right,
the
right,
running, basically.
right. So pros is Prospector
Yep,
Hots Malaysia, and then Seringku renamed to this FF team something.
I think so. I think so.
Exciting stuff. Okay, great. So what's at stake here is that two of the, I think there's a total of four prizes that we're giving out today. In the top four, we'll walk away with cash prizes, of course, as
Mhm.
well as prizes sponsored by Razer. So shout out to sponsors, Razer, for being a part of our show today. Spring Championship never would have been so good and smooth without them. Now, I'm excited because we are giving two seats to Malaysia, of which they will be playing on the 5th and 6th of March in the
Mhm.
Southeast Asia Regional. How far do you see Malaysia going, Arctic Shadow?
Right now, if I'm not mistaken, I do know that the Singapore teams are the favorites. I personally watched a few scrims that some of the teams from Malaysian has played against the Singaporean teams, and they got hit. They got hit really hard by the Singaporean teams. So I have to give it to them. I think they are the favorites right now. But of course, I'm banking on some home ground advantage, and I hope they get through. I hope with this wins, with the qualification through today, that they will start training harder and start pushing harder and eventually get there, eventually catch up to the Singaporeans.
Definitely. Heroes is a game of comeback, so there's always the opportunity to win a game, just one good team fight. That's what we always say. I'm excited to see what game we have here today, but I think the draft has just barely begun for the first series that we're bringing you. So we're going to change the screen into the draft mode right now, and it will actually be nothing to lose versus Harshbrowns.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's Harshbrowns. All right, that's really harsh.
Yeah,
Uh,
interesting.
Okay, let's speed through the draft. On the side of NTL, we got Liming, Rhaegar, ETC, Cho'Gall, and for Harshbrowns, they got themselves their Tyrael, Raynor, Diablo, Greymane, Uther. What do you think of this draft?
I'm interested in why Harshbrowns didn't pick up the ETC actually. As you mentioned yesterday, I was watching some of your streams as well. The Uther ETC combo is so strong, and they were able to first pick that Uther. So what do you think about that?
Um, I
And
think that
against, yeah.
Uther, I think Uther really opens up a lot of really really good options here. Li getting first pick is definitely a good pick there. The Tassadar ban is a little bit weird if you ask me, but that's
Yeah.
basically denying a secondary support. Zagara getting banned out, consistent as well on Tomb of the Spider Queen. She
Mm-hmm.
provides too much vision, too irritating. We don't want to deal with that. Uther Greymane. Now picking Greymane here straight up just tells me that this team, they have a very limited hero pool, that they really just want to lock in on Greymane. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of heroes that can do really good range damage, and Li Ming's one, but going for Greymane could be because it's a direct counter to Li Ming. We know
Mm-hmm.
Greymane can maul down Li Ming really well. But
Yep.
there's also the fact that Kilthas is not addressed in his draft. Jaina got banned, so going for Greymane very early on really just it just looks like that they are just countering against Li Ming without thinking about heroes like Rhaegar ETC, which is the natural tier 1 heroes in today's meta.
I definitely agree with you there. I'm surprised they didn't go for the Kael'thas as well. As you mentioned, there's so many different heroes that they could have gone for. But do you think it's actually due to the limited hero pool that they have?
I think that's one possible scenario. I mean, they went with Tyrael, Diablo, and two warriors in today's comps. just is not working out. Tyrael with Sanctification should be able to protect Raynor in the background, but there is one Cho'Gall there, and it is not looking like they have enough crowd control or enough damage to just burst down the Cho'Gall with Raynor. Raynor is normally a late game hero, so you need to get that level 16 double barrel. You need to have that extra damage stacked up with your season marksman to really do some heavy lifting against Cho'Gall. It's not going to be easy, and we said Greymane probably wants to go after Liming and not Cho'Gall, so this is not going to be easy for Harshbrowns.
What do you think about the Cho'Gall pickup, though? That's not something you see very often, especially in the Malaysian scene. I haven't seen it at all.
Yeah. I've actually seen some Cho'Gall games yesterday, and one of them was pulled out by Relics. It worked out pretty well. Sage also pulled out Cho'Gall. Cho'Gall is pretty okay in today's meta. I don't think he is that tier 1 hero that normally teams would pick. It's kind of like a secret pocket strategy, like what you see here, picked up last and basically picked into situations where you have enough support, like a good Rhaegar. That's all you need. Cho'Gall does a lot of good damage going in, and it's also very hard to pick off. It kind of punishes drafts that overextends, like a draft that focus on one Greymane and Raynor. That's a very late game draft. Cho'Gall's going to eat this one alive. So I think this is going to be pretty exciting to see.
Yep, definitely looking forward to this game right now.
Right, I'm just thinking that Tyrael Diablo is probably going to be very hard to pull off. I've not seen the Tyrael Diablo comp for a really long time, even in Asia, in China. It's Diablo, it's fine. I mean, Diablo is not that bad. Diablo's okay. But Diablo with Tyrael, ooh, man, they're supposed to be fighting against each other, not on the same side, right?
Well, who knows? It's a combination that could potentially work. Of course, as you mentioned, it's not something that you see together too often. But what do you think to be the pulling factor for them, though? How would they work this out between those two heroes?
If you were to ask me to imagine, I would say that with some imagination, maybe Tyrael is going to protect Raynor and Greymane, but Greymane's going to be in front. I mean, this is going to be hard because Greymane's probably going to use the human form to land those Gilneon's cocktails to the back line, and that's going to do some good damage. But his objective here is just to take out Liming. So you can expect Greymane to jump in. There's also the fact that Tyrael can actually go for Judgment with Greymane, providing some extra lockdown that's going to kill Liming pretty easily. But then again, Cho'Gall is still going to be alive. So no matter how I look at it, this is not going to be easy for them. Even if they can kill one damage dealer, Liming, Cho'Gall's going to be there. Cho'Gall probably is going to really, really hurt at level 20 when the Shadow Ball Volley of Gall really pierces targets. That is going to kill. So this is not going to be an easy game for Harshbrowns.
Yeah, it's definitely not, as well as if you take a look at the ETC as well. I don't think they have many answers to the mosh pit as well on the over on Team Harshbrown.
Yep. Yep, you're right. Mosh pit's going to be really, really hard to deal with as well. They don't have enough stuns on this part.
Yeah.
So, and do take note that I don't think Judgment is probably the best counter to a mosh pit.
Yeah, because it's quite close range as well. So I think Harshbrown's going to have a pretty hard game, and on such a small map like Tomb of the Spider Queen as well, when nothing to lose can just rotate around constantly. As you mentioned, man, Harshbrown's going to have a pretty hard time.
They do have one answer at level 16, and that's Bullseye for Raynor. The talent pickup is going to provide a stun. But that is going to be the only one, and we've seen some good Raynor specifically just counter against ETC Mosh Pit. The thing about that to note is that you kind of have to save your penetrating round, and that is something you don't want to save up against Cho'Gall that's going to be in your face, because that guy's going to close the gap, and as Raynor, you really want to have that space to do that damage. Alright, Arctic Shadow, which draft do you prefer and why?
Right now, I'm leaning towards Nothing to Lose, man. The draft just seems quite solid. I love the Cho'Gall pickup here. ETC, one of my favorite warrior heroes, with the mosh pit. I really enjoy it. It's also, cue for big plays. It's a chance for big plays and everything. So, yeah, Nothing to Lose, definitely one of my favorite best drafts.
All right, awesome stuff. I do agree with you 100%. So we are now going into game number 1, Tomb of the Spider Queen. And on the blue team, we got Nothing to Lose. Do note that Cho'Gall is a mixture of two heroes, so it's going to be called Elo Obu today for us. He's going to be our Cho'Gall, played by Daijobu and Elo Kai. We also got Raigan playing as the ETC. Venditas onto the Rhaegar, last but not least. It's going to be Haseo X on Liming. Arctic Shadow, walk us through the red team, please.
We see Chonif. I can't really see from the. Okay, Harshbrowns is going to be playing on the Diablo. Tyrael is going to be on the Pain. Pain is going to be played by Tyrael. Gravity is going to be playing the Greymane. Nesty on the Reina, while Chaos Nif is going to be playing on the Utes. We see a little skirmish about to happen here at this middle lane, but it does look like the blue team is just going to rotate towards the bottom though.
Yeah, blue team just straight up using this cheesy tactic of going against structures already. Do know that's pretty good overpower against the ETC. Still has that power slide for a little bit. Harshbrowns going in. That fire, actually, he walked into the fiery pits there. That is not what you want to do as the ETC. But still, very good pickoff on the side here for Harshbrowns. And they get themselves one kill straight up in this game.
Yeah, a really good early kill there for Team Harshbrowns there. ETC just overextended a little bit too much. He was a bit too far off without his teammates there. And I think he used the power slide a little bit too late to get away. And as you mentioned, he went to the gas vents. He should have just gone straight back to the base.
Yeah, I think it's more of like a mistake of walking into the fire at the end.
Yeah, to the fire, correct.
Yeah, because the range is actually pretty far. It doesn't hurt as much as you think, but if you are dropping below 100 HP, you want to be very careful about stuff like that. Right off the bat here, you could see that Harshbrowns already doing superior rotation. That's because they have one extra body on this battleground. That's really, really good to have as well. On the side here, for nothing to lose, though, I really like this increased pressure in the bottom lane, and this is going to really stick to them because they don't have enough answer. And here you can see Harshbrowns again going after Leeming. Leeming's not going to be within reach. Would have been a lot better if he went for, or rather she went for that Cho'Gall instead.
Yeah, but now Harshbrowns is taking quite a bit of damage as well, and he's going to have to back off. And as you mentioned, yeah, this Cho'Gall pick at this bottom, along with the Leeming, just able to take down those first towers so quickly. That's going to give them a slight edge here in the EXP, as they are about half a level ahead right now. And that's going to help them a little bit. If they can keep up this momentum and maybe take down those bottom keeps as well, the bottom forts, this is just going to propel them in terms of those talent tiers. It might just, make the course of the game.
Yeah, normally on a lineup like this one that you see here from Harshbrowns, two warriors, you have a very strong early game. But it looks like they are not in a good spot here today. Leeming probably going down, very easy pick off there. A good combo coming from Harshbrowns. The thing here is that they are not really able to come up with a permanent solution to prevent this structural damage coming up from the Cho'Gall and Leeming in the bottom lane, and it looks to be a very irritating position. They do have superior advantage in the early game, but it's not translating to anything for them.
Yeah, right now they're just kind of delaying the inevitable right now. As you see Diablo going in, taking so much damage. And this combination of Elobu, I don't really know how to pronounce that, but they're just going to be taking down the bottom keeps really, really soon. And I don't see an answer. And as you can see, Hasio X going to join in on the fray of things at the bottom right now as well. Cho'Gall taking quite a bit of damage. He's going to have to back off slightly, but so does the team on Team Harshbrowns. And yeah, they're just delaying the inevitable right now.
This is such a smart strategy coming out from NTL. I mean, they know that they don't need to worry about the early game. All they need to do is just apply pressure. And that's exactly what they're doing here. Even though they don't have enough for turn-in yet, I think 41 upon 50 right now, but they already took out a lot of HP off the structures below, and also Chonit in a little bit of trouble there. Harshbrowns also with an overpower, not going to get anything done in that instance. Pain comes in, but the fort is going down, and Gravity in a little bit of trouble there. Vanitas again giving the chase. No totem there still, but Gravity is also going down. Cho'Gall goes in, one tight fist, and it's going to be enough. Pain pulls back, and it looks like they just lost themselves some gems as well. But the bottom lane's completely decimated. It looks like the ruins here, and it is not good at all for Harshbrowns.
Yeah, what went wrong there for Harshbrowns is they went in without Tyrael. Tyrael was on the way towards the bottom lane, and then Reina went a bit too far in front, got caught off, and he got taken down. Just I guess miscommunication there. Tyrael was on the way. He could have changed the tides there at that bottom fight, but unfortunately for them, they did not wait for him.
Yeah, if you ask me now, the best two heroes that could really push the lane would actually have to be Leeming and Zagara. Zagara's ban out, Leeming is picked up by NTL. They also get that Cho'Gall. That's going to really help them apply a lot of pressure on structures there. So now the bottom lane's already addressed. Cho'Gall probably going to want to change lane a little bit. They have enough for a turn-in, but nope, it's going to be the red team that's going to get it. They have superior control over the turn-in points, but leaving a little bit of trouble. Chain stuns go down, and it seems like Raigan goes in for some really good power slide. Vanitas, meanwhile, a little bit of trouble. Raigan tries to body block the action, and making sure that it's going to be okay. Meanwhile, we do have a Cho'Gall hitting off against Nasty's very own Raynor. Not going to get anything done in that instance. Both side pulls back. No kills, man.
Wow, I have to give props to Raigan there, man. Did you see the body blocks to keep his teammate alive? Rhaegar was so close to the brink of death, and he was almost gonna get last hit when ETC with the body blocks was able to push away the red team. Li Ming as well was playing really ballsy there. He went in twice with dropping really low, was able to teleport out, of course. So yeah, I'm surprised no kills went down, but I do believe the red team did come out slightly on top there in that fight.
Yeah, pretty good stuff here. All right, so Red Team Web Weavers, they really want to get some structural advantage back. Not looking like Gravity's going to be able to hold on to the front there. Has to pull back. Harshbrowns swings by. Nice overpower. There we go. Vendita's going to be in a little bit of trouble there. Pain's going to be there as well, but they don't have enough HP on the damage dealer. They have to call it quit and pull back. This set of Web Weaver does not achieve much at all. Top lane looks perfectly intact. Bottom lane, I think it is going to take out the tower at best. Nope. No, we're not even going to see a tower go down. So mid lane's going to be fine. So far, this set, the first set of Web Weaver, we really want to take out the towers and gates. That's very important. But here we're looking at half of that objective done. So this is still bad news for Harshbrowns.
Yeah, not the best web weavers that I can see as well. Top lane still fully intact as the blue team did a very good job. With the Cho'Gao and with the Li Ming, they have the burst damage to take down those web weavers. And the red team were trying to push and pressure in on the middle lane, but with the rotations coming from the blue team, they just weren't able to. And I guess this is where we're starting to see the Diablo and Tyrael combination not working too well for the red team here, Bibble.
Yeah, I agree, man. They need level 10 before they convince us, and right now we're looking at a set of blue web weavers, and we know bottom lane's already gone, so red team's going to defend that part, and that's going to buy them a lot of space here for mid lane push. Top lane, Raynor is going to be there. He's going to take some time. Going to want to be very careful. Raigan swings by, looking for the power slide. Nope, face melt first. Nasty is definitely going down. There we have the stun, and Raynor, the cowboy, is going down. Cowboy no more.
Yeah, indeed, Cowboy no more. And his map awareness, I think, needs to get a little better there. He noticed that they were at the middle lane. They started rotating towards the top, but he was so focused. He was just hitting down that web weaver, and that led to his death. It was an unnecessary death, I would say, for that Reyna.
Yeah. He was trying to save the day right on top against the Web Weaver. But the mid lane, though, very much automatic push coming in from the Web Weaver itself, enough to take out 2 forts. So far, we're seeing all 3 forts on the side of Harshbrowns already going down. And the team still is having to struggle against the top lane defense with 1 Web Weaver at about a third of HP left going in. Pain now, a little bit of trouble. Raigan with a very good face melt, though. Tyrael not in the best spot. Looking like he's going to drop. There goes the Shadow Ball volley. A lot of damage against the Diablo. 19 gems on this one. Want to make sure he stays safe. Runic Bomb does not connect. Elo going to pull back once again. A lot more damage. Here goes Greymane. He jumps in. Not going to get anything done as well. Another Runic Blast comes back out. And Pain is just in front. They still don't have their level 10. Can play very, very safe. I would suggest that they don't take this fight here. Guys, you need to have your heroic, so please stay calm and just pull back. Nope, they want to go and charge in a little bit more. All right, so here we have the Cho'Gao pulling back. That's the end of that push.
Yeah, again, surprisingly, no deaths. Both teams playing defensively as much as they can. And as you mentioned, yeah, the red team, they do need their heroic abilities. They're 2 levels behind now. But what I want to talk about now is ETC going for that stage dive instead of the mosh pit.
Very nice pickup there, Arctic Shadow. Wouldn't have realized it. But yep, stage dive it is. Probably because there's Raynor. Raynor does have Relentless Leader as well. That's going to come in at level 13. That really just makes it very much impossible and useless to have a mosh pit against Raynor. Raynor is definitely a strong counter against ETC by all means, but the thing here is that they are currently 2 level down and they pick up Apocalypse, Divine Shield, go for the Throat, Hyperion, as well as Sanctification. What possible combo do you see coming out from Harshbrowns?
Right now, I think they have to try and push the blue team into a corner to allow Diablo's, ulti to hit and connect into them. And with the amount of invulnerability that they have on this red team, the Sanctification along with Uthers as well, they just need to position themselves really well here, I believe, as ETC seems to be getting in a little bit of trouble at that middle lane, but that's bottom lane, sorry. But he just seems to be okay. And the top lane, though, Nesty is in some trouble here as Diablo is already going to get taken down, but he's going to be popped right back up at this middle lane. The red team could be in some trouble here.
Yep, the cheat death mechanic right there. Pain is right in front, a bit of damage, and he is in pain right now. Harshbrowns in the vicinity as well, but they need to have one good combo against this Cho'Gao. Probably Harshbrowns going to have to initiate this one first with a Shadow Charge Overpower, and then Rainer behind to do some damage. But nope, they don't have the best advantage once again. You have NTL, one talent tier up, and this is where you have Glass Cannon getting picked up for Liming already, as well as what looks like Face Smelt for some extra slow by the ETC. There's also the extra shield coming out from Dread Op, and Molten Core, plus a full-on Lightning Shield build for that Rhaegar.
Is there anything out of the ordinary, do you think, from the talent pickups from the blue
Nope.
team, aside from the stage dive? Yeah.
Very, very, very common.
Mhm.
Yeah, very common pickups here. Nothing too special to notice about. It is interesting to see that it's the Lightning Shield build 100%. Yesterday we saw a lot of Rhaegar coming up from SG Singapore, but we didn't see a full-fledged Lightning Shield build. Like, more like the Singaporeans are kind of confused actually. Specking into Rhaegar's multiple possibilities, like you have Spirit Walker's Grace, you get increased heal, you get also some extra slow, you get some increased range on the totem as well. So that's very, very interesting to see. On this part though, it's a full-fledged Lightning Shield build, so that's pretty exciting to see.
But right now, with the red team 2.5 levels behind, with their middle keeps down, that's not going to give them a lot of room to maneuver around in this game, and they're just going to have a hard time with the top keeps now. I think in Shred probably going to go down as well soon. The blue team pushing in. What can the red team actually do to try and turn this unfavorable game back into their favor?
I think the thing here is that they're gonna have to start catching people, and you gotta want to really just catch that Cho'Gall. Here comes the flying cow, and this is gonna be a problem, man. And Pain doesn't even have the space for the sanctification. Already Archangel's Wrath going, and that's gonna do some damage. Liming does go down. Greymane fulfilled his objective and mission in life, but I don't think the game's gonna be won just simply from that. Now we still have Aloe Boo, very own Cho'Gall in front, and it seems like it is gonna be the Uther going down as well. Harshbrowns now in a little bit of trouble. Gravity as well as Harshbrowns, both of them gonna have to try and keep this game alive, but Cho'Gall's knocking at the core. ETC's there as well. They may not look like they have the damage, but remember, Cho'Gall has got Gall inside. That's double the damage, and you can actually imagine coming in right here. Pain is gonna be in his vicinity, but they don't have Sanctification. Needs to pop that right now. Still has not used that heroic one time in this entire game, and Cho'Gall is able to end the game. The core goes down. NTL picks up game number 1. What a surprising short game.
Yep, 12 minutes in and the game is already GG. Blue team just proving the dominance early on, and with their lead, they just pushed down the core, took it down, and the red team, they were just a bit of everywhere. You know, Greymane went in for the Liming. Yes, he did get the objective, but Tyrael just dropped too quickly. Diablo wasn't even, and as you mentioned, he didn't even use his sanctification once throughout the entire game. So I'm not too sure what the red team was doing there. I think there's just a lot of miscommunication, maybe inexperience. They're just in disarray a little bit, the red team, Harshbrowns. So hopefully they'll start doing a little, they'll get it together maybe in game number 2. But game number 1, a commanding, outstanding performance by the blue team here.
Yep, NTL doing such a great job. We actually got a replay of the last fight. We're going to pull that out for now. Yep, there we go. Okay, so not sure if you can see the replay on your part, Arctic Shadow, but I'm going to go through for this one first. And it seems like you could see the stage dive is really nicely positioned. Pain is in a lot of pain, man, and he just really needs to just get a superior positioning. He was not next to Rainer. Rainer needed a protection for sanctification. He was not there to provide that as well. Divine Chill was saved the whole time, and it just wasn't used at all to save the Rainer. Rainer is a priority target to keep alive in that fight. That would have changed a lot of things, because Rainer is a huge counter against ETC, huge counter against Cho'Gall. He should be able to shred through the HP pretty easily, but even right here you could see that Cho'Gall's just being ignored, and Pain respawning. He has to go in. He has to keep Harshbrowns alive, but you don't see that once again. Sanctification should have been used there. That's going to keep Diablo alive. Diablo would have at least got a little bit of extra utility in the form of Overpower, Shadow Charge, you name it. And that's at least going to extend the game's lifespan by a few more seconds, maybe. But all right, commanding game, like you say, Arctic Shadow. NTL wins this series. Wins this game 1-0 right here. We're going to have the game number 2 real soon. What are your predictions?
Well, with the way game number 1 went, I think my money's on NTL right now. Though I do hope that Team Harshbrowns do come back and, get themselves back in order and try to give the blue team, NTL, a run for their money.
Awesome stuff. All right, so with that said, this is the Malaysia Finals. I am Babel. Joining me is Arctic Shadow. We'll be back shortly, so sit tight, stay tuned, and don't go anywhere. Not really connect on a lot of people as well. Murden does take the fall. Joanna with the condemn once again. And we still see Joanna in a little bit of trouble. Hasio goes in for the power slide. And the ancestral does connect. So that is going to be Joanna 2.0. Rhaegar will go down though. Gravity now in a lot of trouble. So also go down. 3 men down already and counting. Hasio waiting for the power slide. There we have it. And Pain now in a lot of pain once again. I really love saying that. But Joanna is going down. And there we have a total of about 4 men down on this side. Rainer, that's the guy that's in that.